I came across this meme posted on the Pokey Investing Reddit and found it to be quite funny, but kind of it's just true. It's just the state of the market at the moment. So everyone's going for the solosis, 4750 Booger Mew, and this ends Reshiram for $15, and nobody wants it. Going for this more expensive one, despite it being arguably less detailed, and yeah, that's just really the state of the market. And why is this the case? Just sometimes an artwork can be subjectively better than another piece of artwork, yet it's at a much lower price. And that's just what's happening right now to many of these Pokemon cards. And it's really dependent on the artist. It seems to be the case now that the artist who illustrated a particular Pokemon card has more weight than the actual detail and the actual skill. Probably skill is not the right word. Skill required to create a particular artwork. So if I were to look at this Ends Reshiram and this Solosis, I would say, and probably many others like me would say, this artwork is better than the Solosis, and it required more skill. But again, that's just my view, and yet it's a much cheaper card than the Solosis. But right now, it's really just the artist who's behind the card is really just giving a lot of weight, and it's just people probably speculating, and it could stay. It's not something that will go away. I mean, look at this. So as you all would know by now, the illustrator who created the Solosis Black Bolt is the same person who created this Bubble Mew. Again, when I first saw this card, I was like, wow, why would anyone want to collect this card? Because it's so simple. And it's like a child drew this card. But yet it's going for $631 at the moment, and a PSA 10 copy is so expensive at the moment. You would think this card didn't require much skill to create, and it's such a basic, simple card. Even these Pokemons in the background, it's like someone just used, it's like a kid drew it. And it's real weird, but the market just enjoys this card. They think it's you know it's gonna go up further, I suppose. So maybe my view from that is, my takeaway from that is, people just desire a different style, because most artworks, yes, they are appealing, they're very detailed. It's the Pokemon in a very cool angle, and the background is extremely detailed. That there's tons of cards that like that out there. Yet this Mew is kind of unique because it's so simple, and yeah, probably just that's why it's created its own market. And that is why this artist, not really sure how you pronounce it, USG Men, is the person who illustrated this. People are calling this the Booger Mew, and that's why it went from $10 to $60 and then dropped all the way to $47, and now it's $39. Look at the most recent sales: $34, $42, $38, $39. It's dropping. Do I think it's going to drop further? I think it's likely to drop further, but because it's so memeable, and sometimes people just collect it for the story behind it. And in this case, it's arguably there's probably more story behind this card than this Ends Reshiram. Yes, this probably just looks more appealing, but the story behind this is so much more, because it's a meme right now. It looks like a booger. It also has a name, a Booger Mew. So people just collect it for lols, and that's why there was always going to be more demand for this card compared to this. And you could probably find tons of other cards that look much better than this card. And over time, who knows, this card might hold this $40 mark, and over time it's gonna go even further. You gotta really focus on the artist now. I mean, look at Shinji Kanda. Look at the cards he illustrated, and it's not always about the popularity of the Pokemon anymore. The artist who illustrated it also carries a lot of weight. Giratina, Magikarp, arguably popular Pokemons, but look at the Sesame Toad, unknown Pokemon. Yet it's like around $200. So if we look at the person who illustrated Ins Reshiram, also create the Mewtwo, which is the UPC promo. Arguably that's also a very, very detailed card and a very cool card, have to say. Even if you look at other illustrations the person did, I would say these cards are, this artwork is really good. I mean, even though these aren't really popular Pokemons, but you can see that this artist really has a lot of skill. So maybe once the artist becomes more popular, I think this Ins Reshiram would then go up a lot more, because I can really see this artist really has a lot of skill. And this Mewtwo going on, okay, it's a $29 card. What's with the 15? Okay, interesting. It's 3 sold for $15 each. Yeah, and that's the state of the market anymore. You just have to follow trends, see who likes, what's the story behind a card, and that's why I try to stay away from single cards where I can and focus on sealed. So my portfolio is majority sealed at the moment. Sometimes I make a play with single cards if there's like a strong case for it. For example, the EV promo from Prismatic, I think that promo card is a sleeper. It's very undervalued at the moment, so it might do quite well in the future. That's something I might look into, and maybe other ETB promos might also be good opportunities to get into. But anyways, that's it for now. Catch you next time.